Day 3 at IMDEX Asia 2019. Today we're back at Changi Naval Base to check out some of the many vessels on display for the event. But first we're meeting with the Republic of Singapore Navy discussing mine warfare and unmanned systems. The Republic of Singapore Navy is a very technologically advanced navy, always one step ahead in terms of innovations. This is especially true in the field of unmanned systems, as it was one of the first navies in the world to field autonomous vehicles for mine warfare.
I'm Senior Lieutenant Colonel Wong Chen Tong. I'm the commanding officer of 194 Squadron. We take care of both the mine countermeasures vessel as well as the unmanned capability for the RSN. Now what we see behind me, actually we have two variants of the mine countermeasure surface vessel. The first variant actually carry a tow synthetic aperture sonar that actually do the detection and classification of the underwater mine. Then the second variant carries the expendable mine disposable system that will do the identification and also the neutralization of the mine. So this is the part where we actually benefit from is the twofold. One is we reduce the requirement of the manpower. When we compare to the manned platform, we need about 30 plus personnel to man the craft. And then when we look at the unmanned, we only need a team of 4. At one time, we only need 2 operators to operate the craft. And then the other part of is actually it is a lot safer. We take the man out of the danger, and then when we deploy this unmanned surface vessel for both detection and neutralization, it will always be the human will always be ashore that is away from the danger. What we see on my left is actually the expendable mine disposable system. It actually carries 2 types of it. What we see on here is actually that there's 2 identification vehicles that can be deployed, launched, and then do the identification. And it can after that be recovered, and then we will reuse it. And there's 2 so that we can actually continuously pulse out and recharge the other one for subsequent use. Then once it's identified, we detect it and classify it as a mine. Then what we see on the further left is actually the cages that actually will contain the similar expendable mine disposal system, but it actually carries a ship charge. So this is the one that will actually be deployed down to neutralize the mine that has been identified. So we can see that we have 2 identification vehicles, and then we can carry up to 12 combat vehicles that will neutralize the mine. So the RSN actually started exploring into the unmanned system since the early 2000s, and we actually have the protector class deployed for the reconstruction of Iraq operation. And then after that, we subsequently moved into both underwater as well as the unmanned aerial vehicle. And Scan-Eagle UAV is one of the vehicle that we actually did for the unmanned aerial vehicle. Now we are looking at the unmanned surface vessel. So these are the things that actually bring a lot of benefit to the RSN, both in making sure that we actually are able to be more efficient in using our manpower resources, and then also the other one is to make sure that our crew operating it is always safe, because they will be operating at a distance from the shore. We can look at the new MRCV program. They actually able to carry such an unmanned surface vessel, and we are looking at the third variant, like I mentioned just now, for the coastal defense unmanned surface vessel. And this is the part that we actually want to make sure that we will actually continue to use the unmanned surface vessel to make sure that we are able to continue to be stringent and efficient use of our manpower resources.
HTMS Bhumibol Adulyadej is the latest addition to the Royal Thai Navy fleet. It is a modern frigate built by DSME in South Korea. This frigate is based on the DW3000F design of DSME. It has a length of 122.5 meters in length and has a crew of 136. It has a displacement of 3,650 tons. In terms of weapon systems, it is fitted with a 76mm main gun by Leonardo and an 8-cell vertical launch system for ESSM at the bow. For its self-protection against anti-ship missile, the vessel is fitted with Seaguard decoy launchers by Therma to deploy chaff. We are now on top of the helicopter hangar. As you can see, the ship is fitted with two 30mm remote weapon stations by MSI Defense. For self-protection again, close-in weapon systems, the Phalanx by Raytheon, and some more Seaguard decoy launchers by Therma. The sensor suite on board the vessel is provided by Saab, including the Sea Giraffe radar and the fire control systems. There are currently two Harpoon anti-ship missiles fitted on board the frigate, but it can receive up to 8 tubes. And finally, the helicopter hangar and flight deck can accommodate one SH-60 Seahawk of the Royal Thai Navy. Next, we get to discuss with the commanding officer of the Shadhinota of the Bangladesh Navy.
Thank you very much for coming on board. I am Captain Shirazi. I am the commanding officer of BNS Shadhinota. It's a Shadhinota class corvette type 054 built in China. We came here, we got the invitation from the Singapore Naval Authority to join the IMDEX 2019 and International Maritime Security Conference. So it's a really honor for us to be here and participate in the exercises with the different navies. And you know that in present maritime scenario there are a number of threats which are unconventional, like your piracy, pollution, and drug trafficking, human trafficking, many other threats. So to counter these threats, actually one country alone cannot perform. So that's why multilateral or bilateral relations and joint exercises or joint collaboration, even joint patrol, these kinds of things are required. And participating this type of events gives us the opportunity to cooperate between each other and know about each other, get close to each other so that we can work together in future. And this ship, as you can see, it is having anti-air capability. It's having SSM C802 Alpha. And surface-to-air missile is 3000L from China, and it's also having chaff and automatic guns, 76.2 millimeter and 30 millimeter guns. Generally, we carry out EZ patrol in our country, our maritime waters in EZ. And also during any disaster, we go for disaster relief. Any operation that our government asks us to do, we are ready for everything. Okay.
This is the King Kyansitthar frigate of the Myanmar Navy. This frigate is 108 meters in length and displacing around 2,000 tons. She was built locally in 2008 and was commissioned in December 2014 and then entered active service with the Myanmar Navy. We were told that she is the flagship of the 4th Fleet. An officer on board told us that its main mission is long and medium-range patrol for surveillance and surface combat operation. As far as weapon systems are concerned, this frigate is fitted with 8 C-802 anti-ship guided missiles from China, 1 turret with 6 short-range surface-to-air missiles, 1 76mm main gun, 3 30mm close-in weapon systems, 1 forward and 2 aft, and 2 14.5mm man turrets. The King Kyansitthar is crewed by 30 officers and 153 sailors.